Good afternoon, I'm Vashon Brown with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can watch TVJ live by downloading our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1 followed by the words Spot Media. TVJ News has received information that members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, have been calling in sick since early this morning. The areas affected include the corporate area, Trelawney and St. James. Now up to news time, it was still not clear what influenced the cops calling in sick, as the Police Federation denied any knowledge of any planned sick out. The Police Federation, which represents rank-and-file members of the JCF, is to meet with the Finance Ministry this afternoon to continue wage talks for the 2017-2019 contract period. The police have already rejected the government's 6% wage offer, and of course we'll have more on this story in subsequent newscasts. The police have identified the victims of yesterday's shooting incident at a funeral on Windward Road in Kingston. 8 persons were shot, 2 fatally outside King's Chapel Seventh-day Adventist Church. The deceased are 20-year-old Ashley Hobson and a 34-year-old Delroy salesman. Reports are that the funeral service was in progress when a car drove up. Men came out of the vehicle and opened fire at the crowd. The men escaped in the car. 31 spent shells were collected by the police. A man suspected to be connected to the attack is in hospital under police guard. He was beaten by residents. Detectives attached to the Port Antonio Police Station in Portland are currently probing the circumstances surrounding the death of a man whose body was found stuffed in a barrel along Harris Crescent this morning. The deceased has been identified as Kidron Marshall, otherwise called Tete, who is said to be of unsound mind. According to reports, about 7 a.m., residents stumbled upon the barrel at the front of a house, and upon closer inspection, the body of a man was found inside the container with his head smashed. The police are currently pursuing another man who is also said to be of unsound mind as a suspect. Portland has recorded 8 murders since the start of the year. The Black River Police are still investigating an incident in which an 83-year-old woman was raped and beaten. Reports are that the woman was at her house alone in Williams District, St. Elizabeth on Wednesday when men broke into her house. The men then raped and beat the woman. She was later found by family members and she was suffering from injuries. Now, the woman was taken to the hospital where she was admitted. The police are asking anyone with information to contact the Black River Police Station or the nearest police station. Concerns are being raised by residents of Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth about congestion in the town centre and plans to divert traffic to the bypass. The people want the issues addressed before the holiday season, as they say the changes will affect them significantly. TVJ's Jeline Pearson reports.
Traffic at a standstill along Main Street, Santa Cruz in St. Elizabeth on Thursday. According to residents, it has become the norm over the past 2 months. The reason? The 2 main traffic lights used to ease the traffic flow through the town is out of service. And with the Christmas holiday fast approaching, motorists are concerned.
Nobody don't want to wait. Everybody a drive out to the have right.
Nobody not get right.
And nobody don't get right to supply when it not work. You understand? If you proceed with caution and look and go through. So, need the supply, man. Need the budget. Almost every Sunday accident out there.
Our news team contacted Communication Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, who explained that the control wires were recently damaged and a new system is to be installed. However, Mr. Shaw did not give a timeline. But that's not the only thing with which motorists in Santa Cruz are taking issue. At this time of the year, vehicles traveling from Black River are usually diverted onto the Wanstead Road, making Main Street a one-way. But
Run so bad, brother, as I can say, be a patrol, a be a manual, brother. Yeah, man, be a manual style. We can't manage run and stuff.
You can't say the figure market, man. Too bad. Whole. Can't tell them to empty the council. They're not right. I'm on Skype for market it's a weekend. Can't say so.
The police have increased their presence to assist in alleviating the traffic. We contacted the mayor for Black River, Derek Sangster, but we were told a meeting is scheduled for next week to see how best the issues can be addressed. Jeline Pearson, TVJ News.
Administrators of the Glen Stewart Primary School in Balaclava, St. Elizabeth, are optimistic that efforts to get the institution back to some semblance of normalcy will bear fruit soon. The school was closed by the health department because of a sewage problem several months ago. This has forced students and teachers to have classes in 7 different locations. There are plans to renovate the Glen Bromfield Community Centre in the parish, which is expected to make life a bit easier.
In the next month or 2 from now, and let it appear better than what it is at the moment. They also need a canteen. The area next door, there's an area next door that is a wide area, big area that is half done, partially covered. I'm going to ask some support on that and get it widened and let the school have a canteen.
Mr. Bromfield, who is from the community, was instrumental in the construction of the community centre. School principal Omar Mangal says the planned renovation should help until the Education Ministry completes the project to fix the sewage problem.
Put in a permanent solution to the problem, and so they are working on that, and we hope to be back to normal operations in the upcoming year.
Efforts are being made to get the Aki village in Portmore St. Catherine more attractive to the public in order to boost the business for the vendors. After approximately 1 month since the vendors were relocated, the Aki village is now open to craft vendors. We have more in this report. The aim is to make Aki village more attractive to tourists. It's why the mayor of Portmore, Leon Thomas, says additional booths will be installed to facilitate craft vendors. This, he says, is a move to attract tourists from cruise ships. He hopes that those ships will soon dock at the Kingston Harbour. The mayor adds that the Portmore Municipal Corporation is strong in its commitment to improve the Aki village.
The Portmore Municipal Council was invited to Africa early last month to also make a presentation on this development. So we have in a lot of other countries that is going to replicate this development that we have right here.
He points out that the initiative is to transform the Aki village into a market where both food and craft items can be purchased.
We have all the different type of food. We have the pork, we have the chicken, we have the Aki, we have the saltfish, we have the coconut, we have the kalaloo, you name it. Every single thing is here, including fine craft. And if you take great note, we even have a piece of the craft here with RGR, of course. So we have our craft vendors who have gone the distance to make certain that we have pieces that our media houses can also come and purchase.
For craft vendor Gary Parrish, the addition of craft items is a good move for the market as it will allow Jamaicans to showcase their work.
I took some fry fishing festival for which Hellshire is internationally known, and I made a coaster for it. Now this can be used as a coaster set for a sports bar for persons who have that passion for Hellshire to want to take back a piece of Hellshire with them. So we have this.
Mr. Thomas is asking the public to use the Aki village, especially during the Christmas season.
We're definitely going to make certain that our Aki village is one of the #1 spot for anyone to come. We are inviting the entire Portmore to come on over to Aki village, and we're also inviting Jamaica to come to Aki village to see what is here and enjoy every bit of it. It's a nice, clean ambience and good atmosphere for them to come with their children. It's not only to purchase, but there are areas for them to relax. You have the swing, and for the children, you have the areas that they play, and you also have the cool, fresh breeze from the Raya Cobra, of course. So they can come, they can have picnic, they can do everything right here.
And we go now to sports. Defending champion Zarnet Gardens extended their unbeaten run to 14 games in the Red Star Premier League with a 4-3 win over Cavalier at Stadium East on Sunday.
2-0 up within 6 minutes of the opening whistle through goals from Marvin Morgan and Steve Clark. And Fabian Reed put Zarnet Gardens further ahead when he scored in minute 30 to make it 3-0. But the home side found the back of the net through Chevon Marsh in the 37th minute to cut the deficit. That scoreline was held into the halftime break. However, Arnett's goal-scoring prowess extended beyond the break with Shamar Price making it 4-1 in the 66th minute. But just as Arnett Gardens thought they had put the game to bed, Cavalier found more goals at the death, with the first coming from Marsh with his second on the day in the 89th minute from the penalty spot. The dust had barely settled on the Cavalier celebration when Nicoy Christian scored in stoppage time to end the game 4-3.
I think the Cavaliers team, they came here with a purpose. Despite of them being the home team, they really put up a fight, and in the end you can see what they has to offer, especially in the second half.
We definitely went to sleep early in the game and conceded about 3 early goals. That kind of pushed us on the back foot. So even although we scored back one, it was always going to be an uphill task because it definitely was not going to let such a big lead slip.
Meanwhile, Harborview found a rare win this season with a 1-0 defeat over 10-man Humberline. Goalkeeper Sanchez Lloyd was ejected in the 37th minute after his infringement in the box resulted in a penalty. Andrew Allen converted from the spot for the Stars of the East, who won for only the 4th time this season.
Today was a really tough game. We stuck to the task today. We know that we needed a win today, and the guys pulled it off.
And circumstances, I think we did well. Our goalkeeper lost his head early in the game, gave away a silly penalty, and also received a red card. So we're playing with 10 men for most of the game. So, under circumstances, I think we did well. We pushed back the Harborview team, even though we're playing with 10 men. Such is the game.
Elsewhere, Portmore United were 2-0 winners over Sandal South Coast, with Javon East and Malik Foster the goal scorers. And the UWI heaped more worries on Boys Town with a 2-1 win at the Barbican Field. Ryan Miller in the 59th and Fabian McCarthy in the 72nd minute scoring for UWI, while Pierre McPherson scored the consolation for Boys Town.
Now, Montego Bay United and Reno will renew rivalry in Monday Night Football in a game to be carried live on TVJ at 8:35. And Jamaica College closed off their schoolboy football season in fine style with a 3-2 victory over Rocese High in extra time to capture the All-Ireland Oliver Shield title on Saturday inside the National Stadium. Shoshana McGowan tells us more.
It was the final whistle for the schoolboy football season between the urban champions Jamaica College and rural champions Rocese High to duel over the symbol of high school football supremacy. Following an anticlimactic first half, JC took the lead through Tevin Rochester in the 48th minute. Despite being a goal down, Rocese did not drop their shoulders. Vassar Reynolds was left looking like a genius when substitute Javoy Diaz restored parity in minute 66. But the boys of Old Hope Road showed why they are champions when Chanel Thomas netted in the 80th minute to put JC back in front 2-1. However, in the 4th minute of added time, Diaz returned for his second goal and sending the game into extra time. But the Miguel Coley coach team refused to leave the National Stadium without the trophy they have held for the last 4 years. In the 3rd minute of extra time, Norman Campbell's strike sealed the win to make it 5 consecutive victory. And so, after a slow start, JC ended the season with the Walker and Manning Cup and capped it off with their 22nd hold on the Oliver Shield. Trishana McGowan, TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon.